Hi everyone, Charlie here from Ubud, Bali, and I'm a holistic coach, a detoxification specialist. I work with people one-on-one. I do 2-month, 3-month programs, and today I specifically want to talk to you if you're feeling tired. A lot of people these days are actually feeling tired pretty much baseline all the time, and I know how that feels. I used to feel extremely tired all the time. I used to have glandular fever or mono, bordering on chronic fatigue, and I was sleeping for 11 or 12 hours a night. And I'd wake up at 8 a.m. I remember I'd wake up at 8 a.m. and I'd think that is so early, and I would have to sleep 2 or 3 more hours just to get my energy for that day. To give you an idea from where I've come from to now, this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I had heaps of energy, like 10 times more amount of energy than what I did have when I was waking up at 8 a.m. So it's not the amount of sleep you're getting, it's the quality of sleep and the health and vitality of your body. So to give you an idea on how you can actually improve your energy and go from, where I was to where I am now, if you're sitting there and thinking, I really want more energy, I don't want to feel tired all the time, we need to look at the digestive system. So the digestive system and your digestive system actually uses about 60% of your total energy. So you get energy from many different things, your environment, the air, food, and about 60% of that total energy is used for digestion, breaking down food and converting that back into energy. So it's an interesting sort of system. And then we have to think about, well, what foods are you eating? And if you're having processed foods, if you're having, dead foods or foods that aren't fully alive and vibrant, then you're obviously the body's gonna take a lot more energy. But another thing we want to look at, and more specifically, is food intolerances. So if you're actually reacting to foods that you're eating, that is a huge, huge problem. And you could actually be, instead of 60%, your body could be using 80, 90, 95% of your total body's energy to break down these foods, but not only break down these foods, but actually fight these foods. Because if you're intolerant to these foods, then your body's actually reacting to them like it's a toxin, and it's fighting, and the immune system's being active and reactive. And this is not what we want at all. So the most common food intolerances are eggs, dairy, sugar is a big one, wheat, soy, and shellfish. So if you're having these, and you're having these a lot of the time, you may not know that you're actually intolerant because you have a simple baseline of feeling not very good at all. And you don't know because you're having these foods all the time. You can't tell when you're feeling good or not good. So a simple way is cut out these top foods from your diet. And then you can actually reintroduce one at a time every week. And maybe on week 3, you reintroduce dairy. Dairy is another one, if I didn't mention that. You reintroduce that and you feel like you're really sluggish. Then this would be a clear sign that you're reacting to dairy and your body's using, a huge amount of energy to try and digest this dairy. So this is a fantastic, fantastic way. It's like an elimination diet to really eliminate one food at a time, or all foods, and then introduce one at a time. And a more specific way, if you're really fed up, it probably costs $300 or $400, but there's a scientific test, and it's a blood test, and it's called an IgG test. And this test tests for the most common 96 foods. So vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts, seeds, many different things, and the most common 96 foods. And it has a scale from 0 to 6, and it shows where you're reacting on this scale. And I've done one of these tests, and I know many people who have done these tests, and it's really accurate. And if you're reacting to something like eggs, then if you cut out eggs, all of a sudden you've got 5-10% more energy. Just like that. If you're having eggs every single day and you don't know that you're reacting to it, but your immune system's flaring up and your body's using all this energy, then just by simply cutting out eggs, if you do the IgG test, you know, you can also do the elimination diet. That's totally free. It takes a little bit longer and it's a bit more guesswork. But the IgG will literally be like, you know, you're not good with, you know, maybe tomatoes, or there'll be maybe a few foods that you really react to, and you don't want to be having those foods anymore if you're reacting to them and you're wanting more energy. Some people, you know, are probably okay with the way they feel. But if you're feeling not so good, these ways are a fantastic way to increase your energy. I used to be allergic to dairy. Now I'm actually fine with dairy. I don't have so much of it though. I just have good quality dairy. And at the moment, I actually have a little bit of a reaction to eggs, chicken eggs, but I'm okay with duck eggs. So if I have chicken eggs, I actually feel like a little bit of a headache, or I feel a little bit down. But if I have duck eggs, I feel totally vibrant. And duck eggs actually have a little bit more protein, a little bit more minerals, so it works really well for me. Another thing we want to look at if you're looking to increase your energy is carbs and grains and starches. So everyone's very, very different, and people's bodies digest carbs, grains and starches totally differently. These are broken down by an enzyme called amylase, and amylase is in your saliva. So some people have an abundance of amylase and other people have zero or hardly any at all. And if you have hardly any at all and you're having pasta, you're having pizza, you're having rice, your body simply can't break down these grains into converted natural sugar. And this is a big problem. So you'll feel super sluggish and you'll get digestive pains. Whereas if someone's got a lot of amylase, they'll be actually feeling very vibrant, very alive, very energized. And this is this actually is what happens with me and my partner. I have a lot of amylase, so I actually really thrive off grains. Whereas Kelly, her body doesn't do with grains at all. So she's got her own specific type of body, her own specific diet, where she feels super vibrant. And then I've got my specific diet, and a big part of that is grains. But everyone is so, so different. So it's important to find out, is your body producing amylase? Does your body break down carbs and starches and grains well? Another more expensive way and a scientific way to do it is the AMY1 test, and I think it's probably about $400 again, and it literally tests how much amylase you have in your saliva. It's a very simple test. The number comes back between 0 and 20, and it literally tells you, okay, you can have that much starch, that much grains, and you'll feel good, or that one. So if you're not like a very sensitive person and you're not so aware of what's good and what's not good, this could be a good option for you to go. There's also other free, simple ways of doing it to work out if your body actually reacts well with grains and starches. And, you know, it's a bit more simple and it's not so expensive. So there's these different ways, and that's what Kelly and I've done. We've done the more simple way, and it works really well. As long as we're feeling good and giving our bodies what it needs and having the energy and abundance to flow with life and create and expand, we're happy. So if this resonates with you and you're interested and you're feeling like, you know, maybe I actually do have low energy and I feel like baseline pretty negative or pretty slow and sluggish all the time, then food intolerances could be a big one for you, as well as amylase enzyme. So these are something to think about. Feel free to contact me if you want to know a little bit more. We can also work through this together, and we can really take you from where you are now to where you want to be, just like where I was to where I am now. It's worlds apart, and it's totally priceless, because this is your life. You have one life, and you know, time is invaluable and your energy is invaluable. So if this resonates, feel free to email me, charliemcguinness@gmail.com. I'll put a link below, and I wish you all the best on your health and well-being journey, and I wish you an abundance amount of energy. Thank you.